Switching gears, a space capsule that was launched into orbit back in June just landed around 2:30 this afternoon in the Dugway Proving Grounds.
Yeah, the capsule was sent to space by private company Varda Space Industries and has been working out of the Wendover Airport to retrieve that spacecraft. That's where we find ABC4 meteorologist Nate Larson, who's ready to tell us all about this unique mission. Nate?
All right, Emily, Courtney. Yeah, I was told just after 2 o'clock when the helicopters took off that the capsule was to land about 38 miles to the south and east of where we are right now. They should be back in the next half hour or so with this capsule. Now, this is a capsule that was supposed to return, or they planned on initially returning back in July of last year. But because of new FAA regulations when it comes to commercial spacecraft reentry, it was delayed until today. Helicopters took off from the Wendover Airport to retrieve a commercial spacecraft that landed shortly after 2:30 this afternoon. Varda Space Industries first launched this space capsule aboard a SpaceX rideshare mission in June.
The work on the International Space Station that shows that there's a lot of benefit to manufacturing pharmaceutical products in the microgravity environment of space. However, ultimately, those types of government-run stations are not commercially scalable or profitable or economical. And so Varda decided to instead fly our own independent space factory that we launched.
The mission was to perform experiments in space and test the production of crystals in microgravity.
We did have some pharmaceutical compounds on board. The pharmaceutical compound is called ritonavir. It was one of the very early antiviral HIV medications. Ultimately, the reason that we chose it is because the type of issue that it had that led it to be recalled in the mid-90s off the market is the exact type of issue that one could solve in microgravity.
Commercial spacecraft reentry licenses are now required by the FAA when landing on U.S. soil, which has delayed reentry for Varda spacecraft.
Just getting everybody coordinated on the same day, at the same moment, to clear the Ranger schedule, to clear, as you might have seen, commercial air traffic. We had to establish a very large temporary flight restriction across, Utah, Idaho, and Montana. And so there was just a lot of coordination that went into this.
All right, so it's pretty quiet now, but pretty active here in the next half hour or so when these two helicopters bring back this capsule. There is off to the side a forklift that's going to generate or pick up the capsule and put it into a building nearby for processing, I'm told. And then in the future, for future reference after this successful mission, they're already planning their next mission in the middle of this year. And they say that they're going to actually have customers on board this next flight in the middle of the year. So live at the Wendover Airport, I'm ABC4's Nate Larson. Back to you.